Hi, I'm Ryan Woods, president of Log Cabin Republicans Utah. Log Cabin Republicans is the nation's oldest and largest LGBT conservative organization. Our chapter empowers the voices of LGBT conservatives in Utah. Many LGBT people identify as conservative, and this trend has been rapidly increasing in recent elections. We are currently in the midst of the Utah legislative session, and we are here to address a bill that's very important to our community. I am referring to House Bill 92, Medical Practice Amendments, sponsored by Representative Shipp. The purpose of this bill is to protect innocent children from undergoing severe transgender medical procedures, such as puberty blockers and surgeries that can lead to sterilization and permanent physical consequences before they're old enough to give informed consent. Children in Utah have the right to reach the age of informed consent before being physically altered. I would like to offer my personal testimony of why I support House Bill 92. As a child, I loved to dress up in my sister's clothes. I love to play with makeup, dolls, and other girl things. Today, I'm a drag artist, otherwise known as a drag queen, and I still enjoy the theatricality of dressing up. Fortunately, my parents realized that I was just a boy who liked girl things. Children across our nation are being manipulated and abused into thinking that they are in the wrong body. It terrifies me to know that children living today, who are like I was when I was little, who love dresses and makeup and Barbie, are being told that they are in the wrong body. Please support this legislation to protect children like I was. Their body, their choice. We support this legislation and call for it to be signed and passed into law. We fully support, love, and respect transgender people, and we believe in their right to live as they choose, but only when they are adults who fully understand what they're doing.
I'm a transsexual man, and I do not support children physically transitioning. I know of all people what it's like to physically transition, and I do not want kids to go through that. And I cannot live with the fact that children are going through the same. According to all long-term studies done on trans kids, between 60 and 90% of the kids grow out of it. Promoting kids going on hormones, taking puberty blockers, getting surgeries is a problem.
Why do we have age restrictions on tattoos, driving, smoking, drinking, and even vaping? Because children are not capable of dealing with these issues.
Transgender procedures are for adults only. LGBT conservatives of Utah support the rights of children, and we are for House Bill 92.
We encourage love, patience, and kindness when dealing with children who experience gender dysphoria. Allowing a little boy to wear a dress or a girl to dress up as Spider-Man is essentially harmless. Castration, hormones, penectomies, vulvoplasty, breast augmentations, mastectomies, and facial plastic surgeries are not. There are many ways to help these children without inflicting potentially lethal medical procedures. Counseling, support groups, and therapy are safer alternatives. Puberty blockers are only necessary when a child as young as 6 or 7 begins a premature puberty, which is a separate issue from gender dysphoria. The reasons a child would reject their biological sex organs vary. At times, the resentment stems from abuse.
Detransitioners, people who regret their physical transition, are skyrocketing, especially young girls. Many of these girls were sexually assaulted, leaving them with a messed up relationship with their bodies.
Other times, adults impose their interpretations of gender on a child.
So you are a transgender boy, you know what that means?
So you were born a girl, but you feel like a boy, right? That kind of means you're transgender, okay? And that's okay, but that's just the term for it. Do you like doing quiet girly activities, or do you like jumping around and being crazy and tackling everybody?
Boy activities.
Boy activities.
The trans community is emotionally blackmailing both parents and medical professionals into giving kids hormones. I'm a transsexual man and I support an 18+ age limit for transitioning. We should let kids be kids, and when they grow older, they can make the decision for themselves. It is literally common sense.
It's lamentable that children who may be simply gay are being told they're in the wrong body simply because they're different. Today, we're often told that gender does not exist. Yet those same individuals claim that a boy who likes dolls and pink is in the wrong body and is a girl, thus perpetuating the idea of two genders. I could have had my body permanently altered before I was old enough to understand the consequences. Suicide is a tragic reality for young people dealing with gender dysphoria and transgender people in general. It's a complex issue, and hormone therapies and medical procedures are not a cure-all for these issues. Let's explore the harms caused by puberty blockers and surgeries on children. The Food and Drug Administration has linked thousands of deaths linked to puberty-blocking drugs such as Lupron being used without FDA approval, which are given to children as young as 8 who are allegedly experiencing gender dysphoria. The use of these drugs on children amounts to nothing more than unethical experimentation. These drugs are linked to tumors, heart attacks, blood clots, suicidality, psychological derangement, brittle bones, painful joints, and sterility. Puberty blockers are not a pause button. They have irreversible consequences, such as stunting bone mass for life. We encourage Utah lawmakers to coordinate more closely with the Republican LGBT community. Our voices matter. We hope to foster a more inclusive and meaningful discussion of LGBT issues and how to best help our community going forward. Please visit getoutspoken.com to learn more about Log Cabin Republicans and receive news from an LGBT conservative standpoint. Visit us on Facebook at Utah Log Cabin Republicans for further sources, updates, and information.